It's me again, the scrapbook layout making queen. Guys, I think in the past 30 days, I probably made 20 layouts. Okay, so here's another, and I wanted to do just a single page layout, so I did. And this is what I came up with. You'll notice I altered the photo. See how it almost is cartoon-like? Can you tell? I used Photoshop Elements number 5 to do that. I used American Crafts glitter paper for the pennants across the top, the arrow, and down here, the brown or the kind of copper glitter paper is actually the glitter tape from American Crafts. I love that stuff. I need to get more. The font is Thickers and it's the Giggles collection. I do not know what ledger paper I used over here, but I did use my notebook punch from EK Success and ran it along the side. And this is just my son at the park after he made it to the top of the little rock climbing thing that they have. Since I have so many pictures of him on this particular day, I altered this photograph and, did the kind of cartoony look. The journaling reads, Nate at Whitewater, summer of 2010. You were so proud to make it to the top of the climbing rocks. Unfortunately, you ended up falling and hitting your chin. You haven't been so anxious to climb them since, but who cares? At least we have pictures. Oh, and I used cardstock on the back, and I took my American Crafts brown memory marker to go around the edges of the page, like Mercy Tierra, who was Tracy. Now, usually I just run my marker around the edges, but this particular time I used a ruler. And that is Basil Craft cardstock. There's a wide view. This is probably another one of my favorite pictures. You'll see it's an 8x10 on a 12x12. Once again, inspired by Glitter Girl off of Two Peas in a Bucket. You'll see I used just plain old red cardstock down the middle on the edges. That paper is from the Die Cuts with a View summer stack. I matted my picture on white cardstock. I wanted the picture to definitely be the focal of this layout. It's just so funny. He wasn't even doing this for the camera. My son, caught it as an action shot. The title reads, Thirsty Much? And I actually think I'm going to do a second page to this and make it a double page layout because I found the pictures of him playing at the park on this day too. The thirsty blue letters are from Recollections, Sticky Alphabets. The word much is Thickers and it's Giggles. And my little perfect navy blue flower here is from Cat's Scrappiness. I hoarded these flowers forever, and it just was perfect for this layout. I still have two, and Cat's, her felties are still available, so I said, let's just live right on the edge and use that beautiful flower. Look, and you can tell I had this for a while because Kat was saying on her video recently she can't find this lace anymore. But look at this, guys. Look how pretty this flower is. It's like felt and lace. I can't get it up there. Hopefully you can see it good enough, but it was just perfect for this. So that one is called Thirsty Much. Very easy to do. I ran, stitching down the sides of the red paper. Here's another 12 by 24 inch layout. The background, the yellow paper is like paper from Die Cuts with a View, Brights, or something like that. I don't really care to use colored backgrounds too often, but I have so much cardstock from like Die Cuts with a View, I gotta get rid of it. Anyway, this is my grandson in the front yard. Oh, he loves to water things. Yes, our water bill every summer is $5,942. But if he wants to water, he will water, right? Well, last year we had a lot of construction going on around our yard. So I didn't really plant many flowers. There was no sense in it. But he still wanted to water things. So I call this Watering Dirt 2011. That is, I cannot for the life of me remember where that gray and white polka dot came from. I think it is the Miss Caroline collection, as is the green stripe of paper. No, green stripe of paper is from Die Cuts with a View, one of the paper stacks. The yellow paper in the background that runs across the midsection is from Miss Caroline. And I put a little cluster in the corner here. The home banner is from Crepe Paper Restoration, as is the little red thing and the little wood sticker with a word on it. The gray and white. I know where the gray and white's from. It's from Echo Park, Dots, Stripes, and something. Dots, Stripes, and something by Echo Park. You guys don't know what I mean. Anyway, that's where that gray and white came from. Over here you'll see more from the Crepe Paper Restoration collection. And it's just a simple little layout. The blue is from Crepe Paper, as is the red. It's a border from the collection. Real easy layout, kind of simple. I kind of like it. I'm working on that white space thing. Here's another double page layout. I'll show you a wide shot and then zoom in and tell you about the pictures. Now, I think I may have told you this story when I uploaded another layout with this group of pictures. But this is my son and his two buddies, and they love to do, I guess, kind of extreme, unexpected type of sports. Like, they don't play soccer in the front yard or throw a frisbee. No, they walk a tightrope. I think it's called strapping or something. Anyway, who cares? Anyway, last summer, I go around the front of the house, and this is what's going on out front. And there was my grandson right in the middle of all of it. But here's a funny thing. He don't like to go to other people's houses. He likes for them to come here. So, he's a very good host when we have company. I used my lace I picked up at Michael's probably 2 years ago across the top. I put some like upholstery type brads across the top. That is basil cardstock. No, it's not. That is white avalanche paper in the background. And then I took the wood grain looking paper from Crepe Paper Restoration. Is that right? If it's not Crepe Paper Restoration, it's Crepe Paper's Ski Lodge is the name of the wood grain paper. But I even mitered the corners, and I did not leave that little gap here on purpose, but you'll see I mitered them to kind of look like a window frame. The title is From the Front Window, and you'll see I have 5 4x6 pictures on here that are portrait style and 1 that is horizontal or landscape. That, what is the name of this thicker? That is fabric, and I think it's called Home. I don't know. Anyway, it's thickers, and that's fabric, and it's like a yellow, very, very, very light buttery color. That, here. This is Recollections, one of those flower sprays they have. The green paper here is cut from, this is cut from Crepe Paper Restoration, Crepe Paper. You'll see I put these little tags on here. That's also, oh, I don't know where that's from, guys. I don't want to say, it says Handsome Boys. I believe this is Crepe Paper, and that says, sometimes I wish it was yesterday. And I just cut this up because it was one long border, and I wanted it to fit into that label. This is more of that Recollection flower spray, more fence, more from Crepe Paper, more flower. And I think, oh, the clouds come from a collection. I'm afraid to say it, but I think most everything I used on this was Crepe Paper Restoration. I loved that kit or that collection. I think I got the whole thing like several months after it was out at Hobby Lobby for like 10 bucks. And I would probably buy it again. I loved it so much. That's Crepe Paper, the Restoration collection. Okay. Okay, let's do a wide shot. You know, I always forget to order one of those flip wide lens. And you know when I remember? When I'm sitting here uploading videos. Okay. Now let me zoom in. This is just my grandson out in the backyard playing. A couple years ago. This is from 2010. I just used up some of my old die cuts with a view paper stacks. I think this was called the Essential Summer Stack or something. But guys, I mean, I bought this like 3 to 5 years ago. I stamped my backyard is using Lawn Fawn's Quinn alphabet. I then used my watercolor set to paint inside of the stamp, and I stamped that directly onto my background paper. I guess I was having a very brave day, because usually I would be too afraid to do that. I would stamp it on white paper and then cut it out, but nope. I just stamped it right onto the background. And it says, "My backyard is magical." And those are thickers. And I cut out some confetti and then drew a little circle around some of the confetti and painted that in using my watercolors from Michael's. The little balloon up there is from My Mind's Eye stamp set. It's the one that came out back like last year when they had that collection come out with all the trains on it. I wrote my journaling out on a different piece of paper, inked around the edges, and then stuck it to my background. Remember these little things? Like those little wood plackets? Once again, I've probably had that 6 to 7 years, and it was just perfect for this layout. The trim is Prima, and I picked that up at 2 Peas in a Bucket. The bread is from Pebbles. The paper, the green paper, I really like that green paper, is also from Die Cuts with a View. The solid green paper is Die Cuts with a View, and I used my doily border punch from EK Success. Now that has the thing on it to make it embossed, but if you don't hit it twice, it really, you can forego the embossed part. More thickers, and I just wrote Nate's name with my black micro marker and painted it in. These buttons, that camera is from Badge and Buttons on eBay. The other 2 buttons are from October Afternoon, the Sidewalk Collection. And there you have it. Boy, this was a fun layout to do. And I painted the hot air balloon. Guys, I have a couple more layouts to show you, but I gotta go get them because they're in the other room, and I want to show you what I picked up when I was at Michael's last time. So I'm going to wrap this one up and I'll be right back.